Hello, my beautiful Fumi Nation. Hello, my new citizens. Welcome to my channel. My name is Fumi Desalu-Vold, and welcome to yet another Sister to Sister. Let me start with a story time. I met Halle Berry when she was doing PR for Monsters Ball. I used to live off of Hollywood Boulevard. There was a lot of traffic, and so she had to come out of her car and walk towards Kodak Theatre. I lived on 1750 North Sycamore Avenue, and I was walking down Sycamore Avenue towards Hollywood Boulevard on an audition. I bumped into her and I told her she was gonna win. I had watched Monsters Ball and I knew the ingredients that Hollywood takes into consideration when they want to give you an Academy Award, and she had it in the bag, and I told her so. I went on my way. Living in LA, I met celebrities every day. It wasn't anything new. Those that are in LA, they know what I'm talking about. You meet them every single day. When Ula came to California, his head was just spinning left and right. He was like, is that Halle Berry sitting down there while we're watching Grace Jones' concert at the... Ula, what was Grace Jones' concert? At the Hollywood Bowl. I said, yeah, that is it. Is this Mike Tyson at the Roosevelt Hotel? I said, yeah, it is. That is Hollywood for you. That's California. That is where they live. That's where they work. If you're in the industry, you're going to bump into them all the time. Fast forward, I was watching her new film called Bruised. I absolutely loved it. It is a phenomenal film. It was her directorial debut, and she did a fantastic job. And one of you brought me to attention to Tamron's television show, and they said, Fumi, that she spoke exactly what you have been telling us. And so I watched the interview. I am going to put the interview on the link below. You are going to watch it right here. And when I listen to it, I have to say, I am so happy for her that she is in a wonderful relationship, because she's so deserving, so deserving, as we all are, to be in a relationship that serves you and brings out the best in you, and you go on to soar. I believe that she's happy, and I'll take a snippet from what she said. She said that they talked. She met her partner during COVID. There was no physical communication other than to talk and listen to each other and get to know each other. And she said that if there was one thing she could do, was to go back to her younger self, because this was the relationship like no other relationship that she had that worked. And she wanted to tell the young girls out there, like I tell you, ask the right questions, listen to him, get to know him, understand who he is and what his aspirations are, and his dreams and his goals, and where he sees himself in 5, 10, 15 years from now. In talking to him, you will get to know the man. If you know the man, then you will understand your relationship. In the last episode, we had talked about abstinence before marriage, and Ula and I had done that, and it was to our advantage because we talked. We talked about everything for hours and hours. And when I went to visit him in Norway for 10 days, we went out for dinner, for lunch, for breakfast, but we also went to museums. We went to art galleries. He showed me the beautiful sights of Norway. We went up to the funicular, and we would sit down in cafes and we would laugh. When they invite you to parties, go. You're not going to find anybody in the house. When you go out, dress up. When you're outside, pleasant, laughing. People gravitate to laughter. People gravitate to positivity. People gravitate to a good time. And while you're there, ask the right questions. You cannot go on a date. He picks you up, you're looking hot, steamy, sexy, you're yeah! Pop. Drink your alcohol, he drops you off. The following morning, Cherie, how did the date go? Oh, we had fun. What fun did you have? You were in a noisy place where you were jumping up and down. And don't get me wrong, go to a lit club, but ask the questions first. So, guess what, my darlings? I reposted it for you guys, for Sister to Sister, because Sister to Sister is growing in leaps and bounds, and I am so honored, so humbled and honored. I reposted Tamron, the Tamron Hall show, Tamron Hall, and we follow each other actually on Facebook, and she also had a baby later in life. Halle Berry also had her son at 47, and I think this is what I want you guys to know, that middle age is good. I am a middle-aged woman, and it is good. I am not defined have I ever by my age. On the contrary, I applaud my age, and I don't want to trade it for my 21-year-old self. If my 20-year-old self just walked across the table from me now and I was looking at her, I want to hug her because she has so much potential. She just has to find her way. And I think she did, because that's who is sitting in front of you today. And that goes on for Halle Berry also, and for so many of us that are out there. Anyway, to my utmost surprise, Halle reposted it. She reposted Sister to Sister on her platform. And I think that is absolutely wonderful, because it shows it's not about celebrity. It is not about how much money you have. It's not about the film that she's even pushing. It's love, that she has found love. And she's so very happy, because I reposted the clip of what she talked about finding this love and how she had done things better. And that meant enough for her to repost it, Sister to Sister. And it's everything that I am telling you. So for those of you that feel that you can hear from a celebrity, she's telling you that this is what worked for her. This is what worked for me and Ula. We sat and we talked and we laughed and we asked each other questions. And I found in talking how hilarious Ula is. He's a comedian. He makes me laugh. He made me laugh. And it was amazing. And I remember one particular date we had when I went to visit him in Bergen. We were the last to leave the restaurant. We were one of the first to get there, and we were still there in the back, talking, laughing, giggling like teenagers, way until like 7 p.m. when they were like, we gotta go. We want to close up. Because there was no physical contact. It was about getting to know each other. And that is who I fell in love with, just like how Halle Berry fell in love with her guy. And that is what I want you guys to know. That no matter what, no matter what stage you are in your life, honey child, you can do it again. And so we're coming to what? We're coming to this episode that says what? Let him go. Let him go. I had done a previous episode where I said it was time for you to move on. And so many of you in the comment section said, we know it's time. We just don't have the strength and the courage to go. So I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to repeat it for those in the back, and I want it to sink in. The relationship that you are in right now, that you know is all the way wrong. The guy that you are with right now, and you know it's all the way wrong, and it is not serving you. He is occupying the seat of your future partner and of your future husband. He is occupying that seat until you push him out before the vacancy is available for your future husband, your future partner to take his rightful place and make you smile and happy again. It starts with you. I've said it before, but I guess I have to give you a visual so that you can understand that you are the boss. You are driving this bus. On this bus, you have to have your tribe. You have to have somebody who is moving the rocks. as you're going towards your destiny. You have to have somebody who is watching out, looking to foresee any accidents. You have to have somebody who's reading the map and telling you, yes, you're going in the right direction. You have to have somebody who is replenishing you with water and feeding you with food and nourishment and love and laughter and positivity. You have to have the team in the back who is cheering you on when you are tired, who is shouting you out when you cannot see, shouting out your name for those in front to know you're coming. You have to form your tribe. And what Halle found out was that it really did not matter the physicality of it all. It didn't even matter what he looked like. Remember, I told you in the other episode, close your eyes. This is what my Bulgarian short friend told me over 20 years ago. He said, go in the direction of where you receive love, of where you receive positivity, of where you receive the light, of where you can ultimately and absolutely be yourself and be applauded for it without any apologies. Because it's tiring trying to please somebody else. It's exhausting being in a relationship that constantly weighs you down and strips you bare, and you lose your confidence. I'm gonna tell you, I know it takes time, and I know you're crying, and I kiss your cheeks and your beautiful pretty face. And I've told you before, and I'll say it again, you're beautiful. You're so beautiful. You are so beautiful, and you are a good woman, and you're a loving woman, and you've got so much love to give. And in many ways, it's amazing and it's wonderful to feel the love that you are giving right now that is not receptive, that you have the power and you are embodied, that you hold that kind of love and you are that generous to give it. Give it to the right guy. This guy is not a bad guy. Not at all. He's just not for you. You are not for each other. And in many cases, he doesn't even know what to do and is incapable of because he has his own issues. You're not competing with somebody else. There are many a time, and I have seen it, where the guy will go on to somebody else and you see the same issues. And you're like, ha, you thought you could go with another girl, huh? Because it wasn't about the girl. It was about him. You have to let him go and let him find his way because you don't have the time. Because your biological clock, for those of you that are single, still want to and need to have your babies. Freeze your eggs. I'm going to come with my fertility story soon. I just have to get all of the pieces together because it's been a while. On top of which, I don't want to just come and tell you my story. I want to give you a list of doctors, procedures, of stuff that I did that will help you and quicken up your pace. Had I known the things I'm going to tell you ahead of time, I think I would have had Adrian 2-3 years earlier, but I didn't know. So I want you guys to have all of that. Halle Berry also said it. She said, I will have a baby with whoever I'm with if I am not at that place where I am married and I'm happy with the guy. And that's what she did because she said, I need to have my babies now. It's very wonderful for her to be so transparent because you use the platform like I do for good because you have to give back. And I am all about my baby sisters. I've said it so many times. I never had a daughter. So I thought. I thought I had only Adrian. Until I realized, Fumi, you're a mother of many. And you are a mother of your daughters. And you are my daughters. You truly are. And I have my big sisters here. And I have my age-mate sisters here. And I realized this is Fumi Nation. This is a whole tribe of women that want to aspire to be better. And to be better, they are not intimidated, because I read the comments, to bear themselves, their insecurities and their feelings about their relationships, to say, Fumi, I need your help. What should I do? I can't let go. I'm holding on. It's Fumi Nation. And I see how you talk to each other, and it's a beautiful thing, because that was what I wished for myself. And I didn't have it. I had to go through it. Halle also had to go through it. And she found out that actually this was the best way. You got to talk to your guy. You got to know who you're with. You got to know who you're sleeping with. Truly, you really do. Because that's, lovemaking is one of the most beautiful things on this green earth. When you do it with the right guy, oh my God, it will bring you to tears. Because it's a beautiful, sacred thing. It's your language between you and him. And you get it right. And from there, the seeds grow and the fruit blooms. And that is him and that is you. You have your tribe. You finally have your other half. The other half in this world. And I read in the comments how some of you said, well, if he's from a different religion, I cannot be with him. Oh, if he's short, I cannot be this. Again, I tell you, you're limiting yourself. I don't know whether I mentioned it, but Ula and I had a Muslim wedding ceremony. Because my mother's side is Muslim. And my wonderful, he's passed away now, Uncle Aliyu, gave us a beautiful Muslim ceremony. To the point that Ula turned around after the ceremony and said, my God, that was so beautiful. And I said, Ula, we all pray to the same God. Might be different, but we all pray to the same God. I went to FGC Mina, and it's the northern part of Nigeria, and it's also the Muslim part of Nigeria. It was the best thing my parents ever did for myself, my brother, and my sister. When you open up your mind, and sometimes it's difficult because it's not in front of you, so you have all of these stories and images or what you see on TV and the news. It doesn't do justice truly to that religion, to the culture, because I lived it, I am it, and I know because Muslims are a beautiful religion and they are wonderful people. I stand by that anywhere, irrespective of what has gone on. Those are extremists. They're not Muslims. Muslims are wonderful people and they go by their word. They don't need a contract. Open up your mind to everything. And if you truly want love, then go in the direction of it. And you have to let him go. You have to let him go because he's choking your future. It's interesting how it takes some time. You know how bad it is. And you know that it's just killing you in every way, shape, or form. And yet, you want to hold on to what he was to you, perhaps in the beginning. And things unraveled. And they are no longer, by far, what they were in the beginning. It's hurtful. And you're right, you have every right to be hurt by it. Because you invested in this beautiful thing, or so you thought. And it takes a minute. It's a death. And like anybody passing away, it takes a minute. It takes a minute for you to digest that loss because it's so shocking because the blood is still pumping through. You have to take a while. So take all the time that you need. You do not have to pull out the switch right away. If you can, go ahead. If you cannot, just know in your heart that the time will come when you will have to. Like every beautiful thing, there's coming to the end. And you embrace that because in so doing, you're opening up yourself to an unbelievable beginning. Unbelievable beginning that you cannot foresee now. I started Sister to Sister for me. Yes. I was struggling with fertility. And I used to repost poems and quotes to keep me going because I was doing YouTube. I was smiling, I was laughing, and I was struggling inside. And so I would repost the quotes after every episode. In my early videos, if you go back, you would see I had quotes. I'll put them at the end. Somebody said put them in the beginning because not everybody went to the end of the videos. And in so doing, I had a lot of you who would send me messages and say, Fumi, that quote resonated with me. And it just grew. And I had all of these young, beautiful girls who needed guidance, needed support, needed love, needed to forgive because you're constantly blaming yourself. And I said, let me create Sister to Sister. It's so interesting now. I don't know whether all these WhatsApp groups or Facebook groups were on at that time, but I decided this would be the group. This would be a public group. You're my sister, I'm your sister. Come on through and let us talk. And Halle Berry is the first to come on through with her huge platform and say, yes, Fumi, I agree with you. This is how it happened for me. And one of you said, oh my God, Halle Berry has to come on the show. I don't know. Would I be so lucky? I have no idea whether Halle would come onto Sister to Sister, but I am extending that invitation to you, Halle. It would be wonderful for you to come onto Sister to Sister so that your younger sisters, the younger girls, can hear it from you on how to have and establish everlasting, wonderful, fruitful, happy, really happy relationships and marriages, because they are deserving. They are so, so deserving. And to let them know that you can start again. That's another thing. I have 50-year-old sisters, and you can start again. You must start again. You have to start again. We're living longer. Iris is 100 years old. Pray God I live as long as she does. And some of us will. So you got another 50 years to go. What you going to do with it? Live your best life. Live your best life on your terms, unapologetically, and find the man. That's what you're going to do. You're going to find him. And you're going to find him through talking to him. The thing is, guys don't mind talking. We just don't do it. So they just think, oh, it's okay. It's okay. And the thing is that you go out, and then from going out, it's noisy, it's distracting. You don't ask what you should be asking. You sleep with him too early. You still don't know each other, but you've done all of these things. Whereas when you talk to each other, you really get to know how funny they are, how vulnerable they are, what's their special place, and you get to know their favorite colors and what they love to eat and how they grew up and what was their, life-changing aha moment that led them to where they are, because you want a friend and a husband. You want a friend and a lover. You want a friend and a partner. Because friends are the best people. They will always be there. And they will always be there for you and for the different layers and versions of you. Because we are different people as we go on and on and on in life. And so this, my darlings, is truly a lesson. It truly is a lesson learned, because Halle's been married a couple of times and she's learned. She has absolutely learned. It has nothing to do with her celebrity. It has nothing to do with her accolades. She's an Academy Award winner. I remember her from Dorothy Dandridge. I remember her from the beautiful Alex Haley's feature film, Queen. Beautiful. She's done so many BAPs. Eddie Murphy as well, that Grace Jones was in. She's done so much. And yet, I truly believe that when she reposted this, it's one of the things in her life that she is so proud of, because she's finally gotten it right. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. And I hope this is it. And you wear a fabulous wedding dress. And so, for you too, my darlings, for my beautiful ones, begin to strengthen yourselves. And when I say strengthen yourselves, take that little time and get dressed, wear makeup, get your hair done, begin to go out. Just step by step, start to get interested in things that you've loved, even if it makes you cry, because you're going to cry. It's a hard time and it's bittersweet because all that you hoped for has come to an end. And where you sit now, you don't know whether you can do it, and you cannot foresee the bright, gleaming future in front of you. But it is there. Because I sat down at 39. Let me tell you something. I'm going to put up my apartment. I didn't have any money for furniture. I didn't. I was out of the relationship that I had left. And I felt so rich, so wealthy, because I had my peace of mind and I had the strength to let go. It was hard, don't get me wrong. And I got this 1-bedroom apartment, my little bathroom, my little kitchen, my bedroom. And I didn't have any furniture. And I put my treadmill in the place of the couch. And I said, you're going to work that body and you're going to look hot. You're going to go for your auditions. You're going to do your thing. And it was in this particular, I think I have a picture, I'll find it, that I dressed up. Fake it till you make it. I didn't have much in my apartment. And I wore my little jeans and t-shirt. And I gave the best version of me every day. And it was in one of these days that I bumped into Halle. And I had watched Monsters Ball and I said, you will win this. And she looked at me and she said, thank you. And that's what I want you to know, that where you are at, I was once there. And I could never have thought I would be married. And I would never have thought I would have had a son. Yes, I can see it. Oh my God.
Isn't that lovely? There you
Yes.
go. Now the sack, so
Yes.
round it, looks perfect.
Okay. It took me 10 years to get married because I started really looking, I'm telling you, online and everything. From 30. I got married 39, 40. And I met him at 39, got married at 40. My 40th birthday was April. And we got married in July, just 3 months after I turned 40. And I had Adrian at 49. 20 solid years. But I didn't give up because I'm a good woman. And I knew I was so deserving. And for me, if you just kept on going, the king will find his queen. And so he did. You're not far off. You're closer than you think. All of my love, darlings. All of my love. And I will see you very, very soon.